Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. And today we got a special guest, Mr. Lord Bronson, bringing
Yes,
his
sir.
bullies with him today on the Bird Gang Nation, baby. How you doing today, big dog?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me, man. Listen, let's go. What we talking about?
We talking about the birds, baby. We talking about them birds. First off, I want to know what got you into this, and when did you start being an Eagles fan?
So for me, it started with it started with grandmom actually. So my grandmom is like the biggest Eagles fan. You know what I mean? My grandmom is from like West Philly, like the projects down there in West Philly. She's the biggest Eagles fan I ever met in my life. And I just had no choice after seeing how passionate she was. She took me to the vet, all of that. So I was an Eagles fan early. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with my grandmom. She was the biggest influence on me and she got me into it. My dad is a 49ers fan. So I don't know what he
Oh,
talking about. Right. I don't know. I don't know what he talk about. But you know what I mean? My grandmom definitely, put me on.
all right, all right. Now, what about how do you feeling about our team this year, baby? How you like? I see you got the hurt season hat on. Everybody needs to go get one. I need to get me one of those
Of
because they
course.
tight. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling about the team, man? Give me your background on
I'm
Nick.
feeling I'm feeling optimistic, man. I'm not afraid. I'm not upset. You know what I mean? I just don't think nobody in the division. Now, I look at it from a division, then a conference, then as a whole when you're talking about how you judge your team against other teams. But I'm starting from what we could control. And I think we control the division. So I'm excited off rip about that. And as far as Nick Sirianni goes, I think that he's going to instill a mindset that's going to touch some of the younger guys that's just getting out of college. He's going to be more relatable. And I think he's going to just do the smart things to win. So I'm just excited overall about this team. Can't wait. I feel good. I feel good.
All right, yeah, man. I told you I'm ready for them birds to hit that field, baby. I
Yeah.
got us going 12-5 in all my predictions, baby. We're going to the playoffs this year, baby. You know what I'm saying? They say I be dreaming high, but hey, it's
Listen.
realistic. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, no. I'm
I was gonna say because to me it's like the only teams you even got to worry about really that I say that can beat us legitimately is KC and Tampa Bay, but I feel like we can beat them guys too. But the rest of
mhm.
them, man, you gonna have to bring your A game to beat us. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
have to bring the A game. If Sirianni's doing what he's supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? Hurst doing what he's supposed to do, and all the players are, that got that motivation now that they've been getting hated on all off season, then we're gonna be a hard team to beat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can, and I feel the same way. I think this is the season where we start to restore some respect on our name. People talking to us like they forgot who we are. I think it's a lot. It's listen, the veterans that are on this team are Super Bowl champions. You talking about Brooks, you talking about Fletcher Cox, you talking about Kelsey, you talking about the trenches, the defensive line and the offensive line. These dudes ain't out here to waste their time. They out here to
Mm-mm.
put respect on their name, or they would have wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait. I can't. A lot of people gonna be surprised.
Okay. Now, which battle you most interested in watching this training camp?
That's a good question, man, because I flip flop. I flip flop between this one every time. So the best battle for me, off the rip, because I play tight end, so I got to be close to the offensive line. So the best battle to me is that left tackle position, man. You talking about Jordan Mailata and Dillard, man. I just cannot wait to see that because you're talking about two guys who I think could really start. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Dillard, of course, it was a little beginning got hurt, but that's the number one for me right there. As far as the second one go, it gotta be it gotta be the running back room, man. The running back room is crowded. It's some guys on that team, or some guys in our running back room who actually could start as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go with left, not running back one in terms of who, Miles Sanders is
Miles is
solidified,
the guy.
but that. Yeah, yeah, but that running back two spot, like who's going to be the guy? Because it's a lot of people in there that can challenge Boston Scott for that title. So Boston Scott versus everybody else.
Oh, so you got Boston number 2 right now going into Trent Camp?
I don't have him number two actually. I just think it's going to be a great battle because he don't want to lose that spot. That's a
Hmm.
good spot to be a number two running back in the NFL where a lot of guys have a dual running back room. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
a great spot to be in. But I don't think he's going to win it this year, man. You got Kerryon Johnson. You know what I mean? Who could backfield block well. You got Kenneth Gainwell who could play wide receiver almost. We just drafted him, so it's going to be tough. But that's a match I'm looking to see.
Who you think gonna make the team? Give me the four backs you think they're gonna make the team this year.
The four backs, Miles Sanders, of course. Kenneth Gainwell, simply because he was drafted, at a high
Hmm.
enough place to where you got to see what you got out of him. For number three, I'm going to go with Kerryon Johnson. He has NFL experience, still young, not a lot of tread on his tires.
Hmm.
And I'm a Jordan Howard guy, but I don't think he's going to make it. I think it's going to be Boston Scott at that number four spot, because Boston Scott can give you a little something in the punt return game as well.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with that fourth one too, either Boston Scott or
Hmm.
Howard. What do you want to do? Do you want to go speed or do you want to go power? Because I feel like if you got Gainwell and Sanders, you know what I'm saying, you can always play the speed game and add Boston Scott to have triple threat there, or you can double up on both sides and have two power backs and two, auxiliary backs there.
Yeah, which would probably be the best option to go 2-2. But I think these guys are just looking at who they can get that can do everything. And we've seen Boston Scott play a power game for his little frame because he was all we had at one point. So you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You got to look at guys that can do everything as well. And I think that's what Sirianni gonna do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now let's talk about
Hmm.
my boy the Slim Reaper, baby. Were you in
Oh
on the
my
Slim
guy.
Reaper? Have you been? Were you in on the pick, or did you want
Man, I
somebody
was
else
it.
there?
My reaction is still on YouTube. You know what I mean? I was ecstatic because I thought it was a wrap. I thought by the time it got to us, Dallas was going to pick and the Giants was going to pick. But when we switched it over, when we it over and traded up and got in front of the Giants, I knew what it was, and I've been excited ever since because the pick of Devontae Smith proves that we are trying to build around Jalen Hurts. We're not
Mhm,
bringing competition. We're trying to put an arsenal around him. So I'm
mhm.
he even played with before. So it's just I feel like we got To or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel
Wow,
good again at the running back
right?
room. Is it got I feel good.
Yeah. Let's go down that list, man. Who you think making it? How many do you think gonna make the receiving core, and
The
who you think
receiving
gonna be in there?
the receiving core. The guys that's going to make the receiving core, of course, you got to have Devontae Smith. Of course, you got to be Jalen Rager. Those are two first round picks, so they got to get their time. Um, we're gonna go five for this one, I guess. Um, Travis Fulgham will be my third guy.
Mm-hmm.
After Travis Fulgham, it kind of gets shaky. We have a guy deep down on the list that we got from Carolina, I believe. A lot of people not talking about him. I think he has a chance to make the list as well. His name is not coming to me right now. The fifth guy, um, a lot of people are projecting Arthega-Whiteside to not make the list, but I think Quez Watkins. I'm sorry, there it
Yeah.
is, there it
I
is.
was
I
like,
almost said something
where's
crazy,
Quez at?
right? I almost said something crazy. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Quez, and I think it's gonna be the other guy we got from Carolina. You know what I mean? I was when talking
Oh.
about him a lot.
Yeah, man. Some people think JJ has a chance just because of the new coaching staff. I'm on the fence. Like you showed us whatever you need to show us, and I don't know if you're
Hmm.
gonna make it there, buddy. You and the umbrella got to get up out of here. But some people have
Exactly,
hope for him.
exactly. And I just talked about this in the video I just put out today. The importance of training camp. I mean, we haven't even been able to properly evaluate him because he ain't been available. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we really don't know what we got out of him. So his best chance actually is this new coaching staff. That's his best chance. But if he can go out there and just be a mid tier guy in that wide receiver room, they're gonna take their chances with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. He gonna have to show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? If he
Exactly.
don't make the roster. Let's
Hmm.
switch over to the defense, man. How you liking them over there? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, "Oh, our defense is nothing without a CB2." I don't feel that way. I think you need to let some of them youngsters get their bumps. You know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
weren't trained right last year. They were thrown in a position where they had to play a certain defense and only that certain defense. When they messed up, they got out and they put someone else in. That's not a way to develop any players. And I think, with the Schwartz defense, that kind of like held them under wraps, instead of giving them a chance to break out.
Yeah, man. Very, very good point. I mean, the way I feel about the defense is that if you were to get you a really, really competent CB2 defense, you still have that defensive pass rush who was third in pressures. You
Mm-hmm.
still have that defensive pass rush who was third in sacks, with being one of the teams that blitzed the least in the NFL. So you got bona fide stars on the defensive line. Now
Mm-hmm.
you defense. You went and got you a linebacker from Minnesota, Eric Wilson. You got all these young bucks, like you said, who we don't know nothing about. Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley,
Hmm.
Alex Singleton, who I thought was fantastic last year. And
Hmm.
then you go get Anthony Harris at safety. A
Hmm.
lot of moves been made with this. We're not really thinking about it the way that a lot of people are. But a CB2 would be the cherry on top. I don't think
Yeah.
nobody gonna be able to do nothing with us if we was to do that. So I'm really optimistic about the defense, especially because I think John Gannon is going to run a cover three. It's not going to be a lot of that high safety and man to man that Jim Schwartz was running. It's going to be different. You know what I mean? I knew the scheme was bad when Darius Slay had one interception. You know what I mean? That
Right.
ain't Darius Slay.
That
I knew
ain't
the
big.
scheme was terrible after that. And now we're
Hmm.
going to play a little more zone and be able to sit back and look for the ball. I think it's going to be a problem. I feel good about the defense too.
If we don't get a CB from the trade or free agency, who would you like to see step in that CB2 spot?
I'm kind of torn. If we don't get a CB, I'm not even torn actually. At this point, if we don't get a CB, just throw Zach McPherson out there. Let him go out there and let him get it on at this point. Throw Zach
Hmm.
McPherson out there and put Maddox in the slot. Let him get
Yeah.
him on. Let him get it on at this point. You got to throw somebody out there. You got to throw Zach out there, or you got to throw the It's another guy on our depth chart. We
Jaquette?
got like the huh?
Are you talking about Jaquette?
Yeah, you got to throw Jaquette out there. I mean, the dude got the build of Richard Sherman. Put him out
Hmm.
there under this new revamped, you know what I'm saying, defense. Let him get coached up and just let them dudes go at it. Cause Slay gonna be able to hold his own.
Oh yeah. How you feeling about Jacoby Stevens? I mean Jacoby Steven. What's his name again?
Jacoby
Damn.
Stevens.
Yeah, Jacoby Stevens. I said it right. Yeah.
Jacoby Stevens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the most underrated picks of the draft for us. You're talking about a guy that could play linebacker and safety. A guy, it's footage of him hitting Devontae Smith in the chest in college.
Hmm.
Devontae popped back up, but he go and hit stars. Devontae was Devontae when he did that to him. You're
Oh
talking about a
yeah.
guy who I don't think he's scared. Freakish athleticism, stronger than what he looks and what he projects on the field. I mean, you got a guy that's going out there looking for the contact. That's I think he's going to make the team for sure.
Yeah, and he was making some turnovers too. He know how to rip that ball out of
Exactly,
the
and
offensive
that's what
hand.
we need.
Yeah, we need some turnover machines back there. And
Hmm.
I see that. Some people like he's too small to play the linebacker. He's maybe not as athleticism. He doesn't have the athleticism to play that safety spot. But I think we're gonna run him in a hybrid role. You know what I'm saying? Where he
Hmm.
can come up to the line, or, play some run defense, and also be able to cover the tight ends or the slot receivers and stuff like that coming out of the back.
I think that's a good role for him. You know what I mean? Because he's able to blitz. He's able to be disruptive in the run game. We're going to blitz more than we did in the past 3 years. A lot of
Oh
people have to realize that we're going to blitz more. So this dude's job is basically to be a blitzer, and a lot of the situations to where he's going to touch the start to look. I'm not going to compare him to Jamal Adams, but he's going to start to be put in those situations to be able to
yeah.
play right there on the defensive line and make stuff happen. And he could cover. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win.
Yeah, then they show him covering Pitts too.
Exactly.
And like,
Yeah.
yeah, he did a good job with him. So, do you think McLeod's going to start out the season? And if not, who you want in there? You think Kayvon got it going to do it this year?
I think McLeod is going to start out the season. I think Kayvon is going to get a significant boost in playing time. I mean, he's a guy we got to see what we got in him. I don't know why he didn't get the especially with us being so bad. But I think, if McLeod isn't ready, of course, I would love to see Kayvon out there getting the shot to shine because I think he got what it takes to play at this level. You know what I mean? The one time we did give him significant playing time, we put him in against George Kittle, who was
Yeah.
abusing him. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. He got abused by Kittle, and I think he learned something from that. That's what it's all about.
You got to, take them lumps. But as long as you learn from them,
Hmm.
you can come back stronger for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
good. That's good stuff. Let's see what else we got on here. Oh, yeah, we're coming up with training camp. How you see those practices with the Patriots and Jets going?
I feel like those are going to be very intense. And the way that we, are able to, use our measuring stick and evaluation, I think is going to go up a notch because you got guys on our team in the wide receiver room who absolutely want to make this roster. And I think that they're going to go out there and try to play their hardest against the Patriots and the Jets because them not guys you see every day. You know what I mean? They're not a
Mm-hmm.
part of your team. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be physical. You know what I mean? I'm just praying nobody hurt. But joint practices with young teams always result in a nasty injury or two. So I'm just praying that we're
Mm-hmm.
smart and understanding that this is about evaluation and not, trying to push like it's a Super Bowl or something like that.
Yeah. You think Howie's gonna be taking a look at Gilmore just in case we don't go another route?
And Howie is sneaky like that. Howie gonna be looking at the Jets and the Patriots. He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be looking at what he could do with either one. We got the picks, so yeah. Listen, if he took a look at Gilmore, and if we got Gilmore, we win in the division. I feel
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. I feel like Stephon Gilmore shuts down. Stephon Gilmore, pathetical, but nobody's getting open on this. I don't care what you rank the Cowboys offense. That's
Mm-hmm.
shutdown.
That's
So
shutdown right there,
yeah,
baby.
that's shutdown right there.
And then we don't need him for a long contract. We can get him on a 2 or 3 year deal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's perfect. So we can let these young guys develop.
Hmm.
Maybe go into the draft next year and pick up some, talent in the draft. I really like Stingley. I like Elam coming out. There's a couple
Yeah.
other backs out there that looking like, we're gonna have 3 first round, brother. We gotta package them up and jump up to get them. But we
Hmm.
need to make a move on one of them next year for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. Howard or somebody like that, then you have to go look at the cornerback situation. I thought this season it was important for us to, get a second cornerback because it would just speed the development of Zach McPherson. If Zach McPherson had Darius Slay, and Richard Sherman, he went on people, before whatever happened to him, his legal troubles. If he was able to get two vets in there, Pro Bowlers, Zach McPherson going to soak that game up like a sponge, and you
Mm-hmm.
potentially sitting on somebody who just learned a lot, and you ain't probably ain't got to get a cornerback in the future. Zach will probably be ready, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, I think yeah.
Who's your number one? You think you want you're on the boat with Howard? You want Howard to come? Because I really want Howard because he's young. I haven't seen
Hmm.
nobody get 10 picks like that in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's led the lead 2 of the last 3 years in picks, and
Hmm.
he's just mad because they gave all that money to Jones. And Jones ain't been picking the ball off like that.
Exactly. So yeah, it'll definitely be Howard for me as well, man. That's how Howard. As much as I love Darius Slay, Howard almost immediately makes Darius Slay the CB2. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to have two CB2, nobody's going to be able to do nothing with us, man. It's going to be very, very little space to throw the ball to the outside. That would be a blockbuster move because
Yeah.
you still got that defensive line who can get pressure at will. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You still got that line who can get pressure at will, and now they're bringing pressure, and you can't throw to the outside. Mistakes get made.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Man, we got that 5D line. Everybody wants to say Washington, but they got to remember we got Kerrigan, and he had just as many sacks as Chase had last year, and he played like
Exactly.
a third of the time. So who was really the one putting in the work back there in that line? So I'm not scared of
Exactly.
Washington line at all. I think we
I'm
got
not.
the number one line in division. And to
Hmm.
me, we got the best team in the division. Everybody else got to
Yeah.
show me. Washington. Show me fixed magic and have a good year the whole year.
Hmm.
Show Dallas, show me that Dak's even healthy enough to come back and be a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. Because everybody's forgetting that injury was gruesome. And it takes
Yeah.
usually players, and he just got paid. And you know how players get when they just get paid. Their game kind of falls
Hmm.
off a little bit. So that's two big things. Zeke hasn't been the same since he got paid. Amari hasn't been the same since he got paid. So we're gonna see what Dallas got. And the Giants, I'm definitely not scared of anything they
Yeah.
got. Their quarterback Danny Dimes, or as I call him, Danny Food Stamps. yeah,
Danny EBT. Get him out
Danny.
of
He ain't doing nothing here to scare us around here. So, do you see the division breaking down like that too as well, or how do you see it?
Yeah, almost anything could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas actually came out there and was putting up big numbers because the offense is stacked. You know what I mean? We can't even front the offense, but that's the only thing that I see as a certainty. Dallas possibly having a good offensive year. The defense is still the defense, which was one of the weakest parts of the team. The Giants, like you said, I don't care what they do, what they say, nothing. Listen, if the Giants dug up Jerry Rice and got 22-year-old body, I still wouldn't be scared of the Giants. Daniel Jones just ain't good to me. And Washington, I don't even like talking about Washington because they ain't been good my whole life. So it's like I don't even like talk about them. So I don't think that's gonna change no time soon.
Do you think we can sweep? Either of them, or how many of them you think we sweep? Because I got the Giants. I think we got a sweep there, and I really think we can sweep Washington too. Now Dallas,
I
we
think
might
we could,
split.
yeah. Yeah. I feel the same. I feel exactly the way you say. I feel exactly the way you feel. I think the Giants. I think we can sweep the Giants in Washington.
Hmm.
Dallas would be the hardest of the three teams to sweep. But yeah, I agree.
Okay. Now, what's your record prediction for the team, man?
So I can't really give a solid number, but I feel like between 9 and 12 wins is very possible. I feel like
Yeah.
between 9 and 12 wins is very possible, especially if you look at the division, who we all can agree that we're not scared of. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I don't think Tampa is going to beat us and the Chiefs. I don't think both of them are going to beat us. It's going to
Hmm.
be one or the other. So
Hmm.
somebody going to get taken down by us, and it's going to be the upset of the year. You know what I mean? They got to match our dual threat quarterback. So I think between 9 and 12 wins.
Nice. I like that. You know what I'm saying? And I even
Yeah.
said, like I was born 12-5, but when I did a record show the other day, I looked at my hands. I was like, only got 3 losses for sure. Because, like you said, I see that's being a split too. One of those teams gonna lose to
Hmm.
us this year. You know what I'm saying? We got capability to beat them. I hope it's Big Red more. Just because Big Red been sticking it to us, since he left the team. But it'd be
Yeah.
good to finally get one on him. But actually, I hate Tom Brady even more. So I like sticking it to Tom Brady because everybody think he's the GOAT.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. And then you look at things as getting easier for us. Everybody was scared because we don't have a CB2. You know what I'm saying? And we in the first game we got Atlanta. They like, oh, Julio this, Julio gone now. So now it's
Yeah.
Calvin really in the game. And Kyle
Mhm,
Pitts, who nobody don't know what they're gonna get out of him. So
mhm,
Julio ain't there. So I feel extra confident against a stationary quarterback like Matt Ryan. And then week
mhm.
two, you go into San Fran. Who San Fran could be good this year, don't get me wrong. But San
Mhm.
Fran, I don't see it. I don't see them beating us at home in our home opener. You know what I mean? They
Right?
basically got a whole new team. They don't have Richard Sherman anymore. I feel like they got some holes we can exploit there too. So I'm excited.
Like
I think we starting off 2-0 for sure.
which quarterback you think you playing in San Francisco? We think we're gonna go Trey Lance, or we're going with Jimmy G?
Garoppolo. I hope they go Trey Lance because he definitely ain't beating us.
No.
I hope they go
Okay.
Trey Lance.
I like that.
I mean Jimmy G played in the Super Bowl before. You know what I mean? Jimmy G done put in some work. So Jimmy G he got NFL experience. Played
Mhm.
behind Belichick, took his own team to the Super Bowl. Give me the rookie. Make it as easy as possible for my team. You know what I mean?
We definitely be tearing up them
Whatever.
rookies. We definitely be tearing up.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. I want as many young quarterbacks against Jalen Hurts as possible because some people done bump their head and think everybody in the world is better than Jalen Hurts. Jalen
Right?
Hurts gonna show y'all. So put Trey Lance out there against Jalen Hurts, and we're gonna see what happens.
I've been saying that forever, man. Like Jalen was hurt
Yeah.
better than him in college, man. So why you think all of a sudden they're gonna go to the pros and be better than this guy? He putting in the work like I've never seen any other quarterback do in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna be a dark horse
Hmm.
MVP this year, man. Like I can see him winning it. And it won't be from
Yeah,
him having to have this
it's possible.
fanatical stats. It's just gonna be him running the offense and him getting them W's like you know how to get.
Mhm. It's very possible. Everybody wants to talk about his stats and what he did, in 4 starts and all of that. But if you add up what he did and you compile the metrics to what he could have done in a projected stat line for the whole season, you would be absolutely amazed. You know what I mean? He threw
Mm-hmm.
for 1,000 yards in 4 starts. He was on pace to
Mm-hmm.
have a 4,000 passing yard season. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He ran for 300 something yards in 4 starts. He was on pace, you know what I'm saying, to rushing for like 700 yards in the season. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't be scared.
Now, if you had to put the youngsters in order, give me your top 5 youngsters
Mm.
over the last 2 drafts.
For our team.
No, just in the NFL for quarterbacks.
Oh,
You
for
know how they have
quarterbacks in the
all the
last
other
two
quarterbacks?
drafts. For quarterbacks in the last 2 drafts, I'm gonna go Justin Herbert number one for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I think it got to be Herbert. I'm gonna go Joe Burrow number two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, No, I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts, and it's no
Mm-hmm.
bias at all because if you redraft last year's draft over again, Jalen Hurts is definitely a first round pick.
Oh
Jalen
yeah.
Hurts is better. Jalen Hurts is better than Tua. So you know what I mean. So number three, I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts. Um, I can't even put Tua number four. It's not that I think so low of him. I just can't put him number four.
Mhm.
Number four, after one, two, and three, it gets sticky because I didn't see Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence play in the league yet. I don't know what they're going to amount to, but just
Mhm.
for the purposes of the question, I'm gonna go Trevor Lawrence number four, and number five. Number five is going to be tough. Number five, I'm gonna go Tua. I'm gonna go Tua number five.
Okay. Yeah, it's get Tua, man. If Tua don't do it this year with the weapons he got, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When you got Parker, Fuller and Waddle, the team trying to help you be
Hmm.
great. If you can't take that and do nothing with it, it's gonna be a short career.
Exactly.
But
They believe in him. He got to take advantage of it. And now with the Xavier Howard, rumors, he could possibly have Zach Ertz, who was
yeah,
still good last year. You know what I mean? He could possibly get Zach Ertz as well. So
if we trade him, Zach Ertz, do you think we can get away with the second round pick, or you think it's gonna take that first round pick with Zach Ertz to get him?
I think it's going to take like a second and a fourth in Zach Ertz if you don't want to give up. I think you're gonna need a little more, honestly. But even though I saw a tweet, I think it was from Adam Schefter that Zach Ertz
Mhm.
in 2020 was getting more separation per route than he did in 2019. He just needed an accurate quarterback. You know what I mean? And I think Zach Ertz Tua would be perfect because Tua's longest pass that he completed last year was 35 yards. He ain't
Mhm.
trying to throw it deep. He's scared of that. And
Right.
Zach Ertz works in that middle, and you know what I mean. I think it'll be a marriage in heaven for them two.
What would you think about us trading Zach Ertz to the Colts for a player for player straight up for Xavier Rhodes?
Mm, I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I do it. Zach Ertz don't want to be here. Zach Ertz like Carson Wentz. We want Carson Wentz to do well so we can get a first round pick. Let's help them help us. You know what I'm saying? Let's help them help us. I'm all for it. Whatever we can get from them, and it can also increase the chances of Carson Wentz playing 75% of the snaps or having a good season. So our second round pick that we got for him could turn into a first. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's a good business right there.
Yeah, and then you got Xavier Rhodes, who's had his best season with JG. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
bring that good luck over here. He's a little bit older in the tooth, but like I said, if he just played his best ball, why not keep it going here in Philadelphia?
Hmm.
So, yeah, man, there's a lot of things that could happen this off season, man. The only thing, how do you feel about the guy out of Pittsburgh, Nelson?
No, I'm not really impressed.
Me
I'm not really
either.
impressed. I don't see what everybody sees. It's almost like we get this thing to where if he's available, he got to be. Everything ain't for us. That's what I try to. That's what I try to talk about. When I do my show, everything ain't for us. You know what I mean? And I don't think this guy is for us. I think we would have got more value out of a Richard Sherman, for instance, because that's what
Hmm.
I was saying. I was saying Sherman over Nelson for me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I like Nelson. He's younger, but what does that mean when you're younger? You're going to have to get paid soon. We need
Hmm.
a guy that's on a 1-2 year deal. That way we could bring McPherson up to speed. So
Hmm.
yeah, I didn't see all the hype around it.
Yeah, I'd be tripping off these guys. Plus, he's more of a, to me, more of a slot corner.
Yeah, he's very small too. Yeah,
And we already got enough of those.
exactly.
That's our problem. We got too many
Hmm.
slots, and we need some big bodies on that outside, man. And yeah, I'm not a big fan. If we were to sign him, I would kind of be like, whatever. I guess he would be. I don't even know if he's an upgrade. We signed that dude from Jacksonville, just Josiah Scott. Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Hmm.
Yeah, and he seemed like he played the slot good too. Plus, we got Maddox who plays the slot pretty good. So it's like to add him, it just be like you adding a piece that we already got, and you got
Exactly.
the money to do it. So,
Exactly. We need some guys that's going to be able to play on the outside because, I like to think of it like this: steel sharpens steel. If you can
mhm,
get some great cornerbacks in there, what is that going to do? It's going to make Devontae Smith and Jalen Rager and Travis Fulgham be great because they're going to be challenged every week in practice. Every
mhm,
week they're going to be going against good cornerbacks. So if you were able um, Xavier Howard and Darius Slay, they would have made practice so difficult for Devontae Smith and everybody else that them dudes would have showed up every week, knowing the tricks of the trade and knowing how to abuse the opposition. An example of that is when Darius Slay was in Detroit and Megatron used to do him bad every practice. You know
mhm.
what I mean? So he learned, and
Yeah,
look where it ended up, man. Being a top five guy.
yeah. So you still think Big Play Slay's up in the top five?
Absolutely. I'm not.
Yeah,
You know, when I look at last year, man, he only had two bad games to me.
that's what I
He
said.
he only got abused by Devontae Adams, I think it was, and DK Metcalf.
Hmm.
Everybody else was locked down out of the picture. So big play Slay's still one of them ones, man. It was the
Yeah, and I
scheme.
said, who did get abused by those two last year? You know, Adams had 18 touchdowns.
Exactly.
That means he was scoring on everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So, I think Big Play, he changed his number back to his two. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I think I believe I'm one of them football players. I play ball, and as long as I have the 31 on, man, I'm playing good. So, like, he got
Exactly.
the number back, and hopefully that's gonna bring a new energy out of him this year. And like he can show everybody, he probably tired. Like that's what I think about our team. Everybody's probably just tired of being hated on this offseason. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Like,
so too.
like Miles Sanders, for instance. Like, how do you feel about him, man? That 27 ranking, do you put him there? 'Cause I see Miles being a top 10 back.
The ranking was horrendous. Of course, Miles Sanders ain't the 27th. Let's talk about numbers real fast, and not
Mm-hmm.
even his stats. We're gonna keep this as simple as possible. Miles Sanders was third in yards per carry. So how in the world is he 27th? The 27th, best back in the game? It don't
Mm-hmm.
even make sense. The guy who per carry ran for the most yards, the third guy on that list. How? It don't even make sense. I think these guys have to say we're bad because it draws the attention from our fan base and it goes viral and they get the clicks because that don't
Mm-hmm.
make sense.
Yeah, and I just was reading something like how he had more rushing yards than Henry, against top 10 defenses. It said Miles had what was it, 93 carries for like 540 against top 10
Hmm.
defenses, and Henry he had 107 carries for like 520 against top 10
Yeah,
defenses. So that shows you right there. He's a baller. He's a playmaker too. He
that's
can.
crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I seen that yesterday. I was like, whoa,
Hmm.
that's a nice stats, boy. Because I thought last year was going to be Miles Sanders' breakout year to where he could show the whole NFL that he's a top back in the league, And Doug
Yeah.
didn't run him enough. That's how I see it. Doug did not run him enough. They didn't give him the ball enough at all.
I
You
agree.
know, Doug is on a pass
Yeah.
versus pass happy offense that he was throwing out there. Throwing the ball 50 and 60 times a game. Sometimes only running the ball 9 and 5 times a game. You can't win like that. That's not good coaching. And like I always say, passing doesn't set up the pass. Running set up the pass. So how the hell
Hmm.
is passing gonna set up the pass? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. It's just not smart.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, he had an opportunity to have 1,000 yard season. We ain't had a running back do that since I don't even know. I don't know
McCoy, right?
last guy did that for us. Was it Shady? I
I
don't
think
even
so.
know.
I
Say
think
that
he had
again.
a. I think so. When he had 1,000, right? Wasn't he one of those backs that had a
I think
thousand yards
yeah, yeah.
receiving, 1,000 yards rushing?
No, not with us. Not with us. I'm not sure he did that, but I just can't even remember who. Like we both don't know because it's been so long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Miles Sanders, I think, was robbed of that golden opportunity. And kind of some of it, I think, was contractual because if Miles Sanders is to say, "Hey, I got 1,000 yards rushing and I made a Pro Bowl," when it's time for him to get paid, that stuff matters. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like they kind of pulled the reins back on him. You know what I mean? A little bit. But running the ball would have helped out Carson Wentz and the offense. So Doug Peterson was just in the way with that.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm happy Doug is going. Like he's kind of ran himself out. I see. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He coached
yeah.
himself out after that Super Bowl, after that book signing. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, my offense is the truth, and I'm just gonna run it. You know what I'm saying? When he tried to pull that whole, we're gonna evaluate the quarterback coach, bring him up, be offensive coordinator. Lurie was like, enough of this offense already, man. You're trying to
Hmm.
run the same stuff. If you haven't figured out, they figured us out. Because even though we won the Super Bowl every year after that, our team was getting worse,
Yeah.
worse, worse. We went to the playoffs, but we digressed a little bit,
Hmm.
going to the playoffs. Now, if Alshon catches that ball, you know what I'm saying, could have been a little bit nicer. But then even the next year after that, we went to the playoffs barely. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and then you seen last year, that was just garbage. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to see the Eagles play like that ever again in life. Like that was just straight trash.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
So man, like yeah. So I'm looking for the Birds to do good this year, man. I think They have exciting new head coach with exciting new coaching staff, and we got a lot of young talent with a lot of speed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think that's the thing on offense that really is going to get us some W's that no one really thinks about. Just the speed on offense alone. You got Miles Sanders and Gainwell in the backfield together. You know what I'm saying? With Jalen Hurts, who you going to stop when they running options and stuff like that? Who you going to stop? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because whoever you key on, the other guy's going to be open and he can make a huge
Mhm.
play on you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
imagine Gainwell being lined up running back. Some type of pre-snap motion gets called, and then he moves out to the slot. That whole defense got to start moving and shifting. You know what I mean? That whole defense got to think about something now. You know what I mean? We got to get that level of creative. And I think that if they drafted Kenneth Gainwell to not do that, then we made a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like even have some, yeah, like you said, motion them out to the slot, even from like some three back sets.
Hmm.
I want you to go old
Exactly.
school, new school, come with some new flavor on that offense. You know what I'm saying? Do
Hmm.
positional lineups that we haven't seen in a while. We don't always just have to run 11 and 12. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show the league that
Show
you
me some
got.
power sets. Give me some I formation.
Power set Howard, Johnson and Sanders in the backfield. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Running some triple option or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Do something different, something that's going to help spark up the offense this year. And then,
I
like I
agree.
said, if you get that running game going, man, that's just going to make it easier on Devontae to do what he do. Because that boy's a route running specialist. He get
Yep.
open anytime he want to.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
separation is amazing, man. I got such high hopes for that kid, man. I mean, route running, especially like you said, he is going to be one of those guys that I got used to over time seeing the Philadelphia Eagles go against wide receivers who always seem to be wide open, always
Mhm.
seem to have a 3-5 yard cushion. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Devontae Smith is able to do that against elite cornerbacks. So I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. How did you see Devontae stacking up over the likes of Chase, even Justin Jefferson last year, all
Hmm.
these guys that people want to say is better than Devontae. Do you think Devontae is behind Chase and those guys, or do you think
No,
Devontae's
I
above
had
them?
I had Devontae. I had Devontae. My bad. I had Devontae number one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, he just won the he won the Heisman. I don't understand how he could not be number one. You know what I mean? I understand Chase. He had his time, and people say Devontae wouldn't have won if Waddle was hurt. Well, Waddle was hurt, and he stepped in and still won the Heisman. That's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on, Mike? You know what I'm saying?
My
That's
guy,
not easy to do to just step in there and still win the Heisman. You know what I mean? That's like I understand somebody saying like, oh, he wouldn't have started if you know what I'm saying. If give me a he wouldn't have started if Giannis played. You know what I mean? Like to turn it to NBA. Of
hmm
course he wouldn't have started if Giannis played, but for him to start and place a Giannis and win MVP, that's different.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
The guy won high when Hollow went down. He proved that you could put the load on his shoulders. That ain't nothing to that's not a knock on him. That's amazing. You know what I mean?
hmm
And the dude was the number one wide receiver, the Heisman winner for a reason. You know what I mean? These other dudes, man, they know what time it is.
Do you think he could put up bigger numbers than Jefferson this year?
No. No, I don't think he could put up bigger numbers than Justin Jefferson as a rookie because what Justin Jefferson did was like you talking about Randy Moss. You know what I mean? You talking about guys, you talking about legendary. That was a legendary season. You know what I mean? Even though I saw a stat that was so surprising to me that Jalen Rager against the top 10 defense stat like the one you just talked about. That
hmm
Jalen Rager was better than Justin Jefferson against top 10 defenses. You know what I mean?
That's
So I think yeah, he was
woo.
better than Jalen Rager. But at the 11 games he played, had better stats against top 10 defenses than Justin Jefferson did. You know what I mean? So that lets me know that guys are going to hone in on Jefferson this year. You know what I mean? That's going to be the same thing for Devontae Smith year two. I think Devontae Smith going to have, a heck of a rookie season. But yeah, them Justin Jefferson numbers, they out of this world. Ain't nobody
Yeah,
doing
I
that
see
for a
it.
while.
I think it could happen just for the simple fact we got that extra game, man. You know what I'm saying? You got
Yeah,
to throw that extra
it
game in
could.
there. Stats are going to get
I
inflated this
agree.
year. I see a lot of
I
records
agree.
being
It could. It
broken this
could.
year.
It could. But you need. But in order for that to happen, you need somebody that's like I think as a quarterback, like a pure thrower of the football. Like in every sense of the word, like Kirk Cousins is a great thrower of the football. Not to say Jalen Hurts isn't, but Kirk Cousins deserves a little credit for that as well. because he was putting it on him. He was throwing some good balls to him.
But see, I think it's going to be a little bit different with Devontae because a lot of those Justin Jefferson plays you've seen were deep downfield, bombs, you know what I'm saying? And I see Devontae
Yeah.
more like taking short stuff to the house. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's going to
Hmm.
be 5 yard slants. It's going to end up going to the house just because he's fast enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like them 10 yard posts to the house just because he's able to do it. That type of stuff. Like a lot of his numbers are going to come from shorter passes than the actual bomb. Like I think they're gonna go deep to him too, but you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be worked in that offense to the point where it's like a lot of short stuff gonna go to him. And I think, he got the skills, if anybody do, to take it those to the house.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that because the separation he gets is going to get him open in the short scheme of things. Like he's great with it. Like his first two steps get him separation. So I can agree
Mm-hmm.
with that. And and like quick pass scenario, if somebody first two steps getting them open, you got to throw them the ball and let them work with the yards after catch.
Mm-hmm. And see,
Hmm.
that's what we need from our receiver core. Even Rager this year, know he's tired of hearing about Jefferson. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
he
he
gotta
probably
be.
don't want to hear the man's name
He
ever
gotta
mentioned in
be.
life again.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna come out with a chip on his shoulder, and Devontae's gonna help get Rager over. Rager go help get Devontae over. I
Hmm.
would like to see Quez Watkins take a role this year. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been putting in that work this offseason too. And that boy's fast. That boy's super
Yeah.
fast. And he's stocked up, and he looked impressive in the video I made of him when I was watching all his highlights. Man, he looked really
Hmm.
impressive. He looked like he can take up that third. Because that's another thing I was saying. Do you want to see a guy like Quez, another speedster? To go with the other two speedsters. So we just have this like really fast, top three on the field at one time. Because we probably be running more 3 sets than 4 sets. Would you rather see that, or do you want the big body, the old school big body like Fulgham to go ahead and start?
I want Fulgham to, you know, that Fulgham proved that he could be a big body, effective guy. Quez is still probably in the developmental stage, but Quez ain't a small guy at all, though. Quez is
Mm-hmm.
kind of big, I think, if I remember correctly, and he's big with that speed. So, in a perfect world, if Quez was to develop, Quez honestly could be the second best wide receiver on his roster.
Ooh, the second best even.
I think he could be the second best wide receiver on his roster if he could develop properly.
Yes, I like him. What about
Yeah.
Hightower? You think Hightower got a chance this
I think
year?
Hightower gone. I think Hightower and Arthega Whiteside might be gone this year.
Those two?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they might be gone.
Nice, nice. What did you think about Harry? Would you think Nikhil Harry would be a good trade to break over from the Patriots?
Nah. I got to be against that one because we don't need them. You know what I mean? We got to give the wide receivers a chance that we got. It got to be Rager and Devontae Smith. It got to be daytime and Dallas Goddard. You know what I mean? For depth purposes, if it was a good idea, if he's involved in a package that gets us, that cornerback over there, then I'm cool with it. I'm cool with
Mhm.
it. If he's just collateral damage because it works in our favor. But a sole trade just circulating around him, I can only see that happening due to somebody getting hurt or something else.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. I don't think we
Hmm.
need him, but he is a former first round pick, and
Yeah,
that could help out. If he's good enough to beat some of our guys, then hey, but may the
yeah,
best man play. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
What up, Philly, my boy?
What's good? What's good?
Castro.
And
You know what I'm saying?
shout out to everybody in the chat too.
Yeah, much love for coming in and supporting us,
Hmm.
man. Hit that like button, subscribe if you ain't subscribed to my channel, and thanks for being here with us, guys. Let's see what JC says. He said, wow, Ward Smith, TF13, Rager, and Watson.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
and honestly, Ward is another dude, whose job could be in jeopardy if Quez Watkins develop. You know what I mean? Because Watkins' speed, Quez Watkins might be probably the second fastest dude on his roster. You know what I mean?
mhm.
If Adrian Killins is still on his roster, it's undoubtedly he's the fastest dude. Then Quez could be the second fastest guy on his roster. Man, that's dangerous speed. I see Quez. He could be Ted Ginn Jr. You know what I mean? If he develops, and Ted Ginn Jr. was
Yeah,
effective.
yeah,
Yeah,
for a long time too. You know,
yeah.
he did it for a
He
while,
had
man.
his role. He stuck to his role. wasn't trying to be the wide receiver one. I'm just gonna be Ted Ginn,
When I
and it
come
would
in,
work. It worked for him.
yeah, I like that comparison right there.
Hmm.
Ted Ginn. Yeah, that is. I can see him doing that. When you see him do that deep fade post, he's
Yeah.
blazing down the field, man.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he can start for us, baby. I made him
Exactly.
Quest for three, baby. Quest at the three. You know what I'm saying? He could be number three because you're gonna have to get Rager. They're not gonna, not get Rager in the starting lineup just for the fact we used the first round pick and they want to see him, come out and show out this year. So, you
Yeah.
know, that
They got to
number three
justify
spot.
that pick. And I think he's going to show up too.
But I do like him moving to slot. You
Yeah,
know
I
what
like
I'm
him moving the slot too because he got like a running back build. You know what I
saying?
mean? And if he ran harder and played with a little more urgency, I think he'd be just a monster at breaking tackles, at stiff arming dudes. I think he could be a beast, man. Like his body composition, he's like almost like a bodybuilder in a running back
Hmm.
body that
Yeah,
plays wide receiver. It's crazy.
and he's fast, man. He's
Yeah,
fast
he's
too.
faster than you think. Yeah.
And everybody gives him a little hate, but like when he was at TCU, man, he was the team. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They had crappy quarterbacks back to back years. You know what I'm saying? And he was still catching everything, making big plays for those guys. So
Yeah.
a lot of proving need to happen on our team, man. But we got this. I think they have the skill to do it. And I like what Nick did the last camp that we had before training camp. How he didn't do all the extra 707 stuff. He taught fundamentals, man. He's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna break each one of you guys down. Show me what you got, so I can help you work on what you got, and I can know what you got. And then, when we hit training camp, everybody can come to hit the ground running pretty hard there.
Hmm. I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Gannon did the same thing. He taught fundamentals, and it's a good clip out of Jonathan Gannon, even explaining to some of the defensive rookies like this is the reason for these drills. It's a reason behind these drills, and these dudes out here teaching, and that's what you need.
Oh yeah, man. And then guys like Harris. People forget. Last year was kind of down for him, but the year before that, he led the league in interceptions too. He's tied for interceptions or led the league for safeties, right? He's definitely a
Yep.
ball. He's definitely a ball hawk out there. So yeah, let's give me your top Eagles team of all time.
Mm. My
We
top
go,
Eagles team of all time.
we're gonna start out on the offense, and we're gonna go with give me two of your who's starting for your team and who's backing them up.
All right, all right. So you want me to build my perfect Eagles offense with Eagles players?
Yes.
And who's backing them up? You want the backups too? All right. So
No,
so
the
my
back
okay,
two quarterbacks. So you got the starter and the backup. You know what I'm saying?
okay. So my starter. I'm so a lot of people might not agree with this. My starter would be all right. McNabb would be my starter. Okay.
Yeah.
McNabb would be my starter. My backup would be Nick Foles. But Nick Foles, yeah, my backup would be Nick Foles. You know what I'm saying? And that's not no shade to Randall Cunningham and all the other great quarterbacks that we had. Nick Foles won us the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go, yeah, it's Nick Foles. My my starting wide receivers, um, Terrell Owens, Harold Carmichael. In the slot, I would definitely go. Who I would go with in the slot? We didn't have really like great slot. I gotta give you four. Okay.
And they don't have to play slot or nothing like that. Just give me your top four guys.
My top four guys. Okay, so T.O. Harold Carmichael off the bat. My other guys, I was a huge Jason Avant fan, but I'm gonna go Irvin Fryer.
Ooh,
Irvin Fryer was my guy.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Irvin Fryer, and then I'm gonna go Deshaun Jackson.
D Jacks had to make the
Hey,
list,
I
man.
almost
Come
forgot
on,
about D
man. Don't leave
Jacks.
D Jacks off.
So my running back. I'm gonna give you my starter and my backup. So my starting running back would be Westbrook, and my backup would probably be Deuce Staley. I mean,
Ooh.
Deuce Staley ran really, really hard for us. I always was a Deuce Staley fan. Um, tight end. My tight end would be Zach Ertz. My backup would be Brent Selleck. It's not really, yeah, Brent Selleck was amazing, I think, in a lot of aspects of the game. Where we at now?
We're online.
We're on line. So left tackle,
Did
left
you say?
guard,
Wait, we didn't hit the left tackle. It broke up.
Jason Peters.
Oh yeah.
So left tackle, I'm gonna go Jason Peters. Left guard, I can't think of no good left guards for us though. Like historically, I'm kind of stuck at left guard. I would have to think about that.
Harriman, we had
Say it
he
again.
Todd Harriman, you
Okay,
know,
Ty Harriman.
Baptist, what I'm saying? Like those guys.
Of all time,
Don Andrews even did good for us for a little bit.
he did. You're absolutely right. I don't remember right now, but I'm gonna think about this, and I'm gonna give you another list later, probably. So
Okay.
center, I'm definitely going to go. I'm going to go Kelsey for center. Um, right guard, I feel like it got to be current because they were just so good. So right guard for me will be Brooks, and left tackle for me will be Lane. But that's probably liable to change after I look at it again. So where else are we at? With we're on defense now.
Now we on the defense.
Defense. Okay. So I really like Asante Samuel. I like
Woo!
Asante Samuel what he brought for us on the defensive side of the ball.
All right.
My other guy would be hmm, probably I gotta think about Gang Green. I'm so bad with names sometimes. Was Eric Allen a cornerback, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
so okay, yeah, I'm going Eric Allen for sure. I'm
And then
going
who's
Eric
going
Allen
to
in this
slot?
play. And I don't know, I'm kind of torn because I was a Troy Vincent fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a
Then,
real Troy Vincent fan, but he was outside primarily, right?
yeah, but like I said, with the list,
Okay,
it
yeah,
might
okay. So give
play.
me give me Troy Vincent.
Okay.
Um, Jeremiah Trotter was going to make my linebacking list
Well,
for
yeah.
sure.
They
I
tried
really
in the
love
middle.
Jeremiah. I really love Jeremiah Trotter.
Hmm.
Historically, we haven't really helped me out with linebacker, so I got Jeremiah Trotter.
Okay, we got guys like the Miko Ryans, to kill Spice. You know what I'm saying? Nigel
Tequil
Brad.
Spikes was a beast.
Yeah.
Tequil Spikes was a beast. Okay, I'm gonna go with Tequil Spikes,
What's his
and
name? Brad Stewart? Is that what his name? He played some good ball for us too. Stewart.
he did. He did.
And then we got Hicks. We got
I'm not gonna
Michael.
go Hicks. I'm gonna go D'Amico Ryans.
Okay.
Hicks was good though for us. Of course,
Yeah.
you got Weapon X out there and safety. Defensive line, I think it gets tricky. It gets tricky for me because Corey Simon and Fletcher Cox, it wasn't that big of a difference between those two to me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna have both of them out there, I would go Corey Simon, Fletcher Cox. I think Brandon Graham is also an all-time great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, man, and I
Reggie
guess that's
White, Tom Brown.
Reggie White, Jerome Brown. Of course, they got to make the list. We had some really great defensive linemen in the past, so
Mhm.
it's
Even
kind of like a
Broderick Bunkley.
preference thing.
You remember Bunk?
Yeah, Broderick Brunkley was good for a couple years. Yeah, I
Uh,
almost forgot about him. Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm gonna give you an official list because Trent Cole. Yes, Trent Cole. Curse. It's coming back to
Clyde
me now.
Simmons.
Javon
Clyde Simmons.
Curse. Right. It's coming back to me now. I mean, it's so many people, man, that were really really good. So yeah, man, I want to give you an official. I want to give you a cleaner answer after I think about it.
And then you only gave us one safety.
Only gave you one safety. I'm kind of drawing a blank. Help me out. I gotta sit down and think about this one.
We got let's see, some good safeties. Andre Waters was great for us. Uh
Okay, I remember Andre
Michael
Waters.
Lewis. Michael
Hmm.
Lewis was good. We got,
Michael Lewis was good.
of course, Jenkins.
Oh,
Jenkins played
oh, yeah,
good
yeah,
balls for
Malcolm.
us.
What am I talking about? Yeah, Malcolm and B Dog. Malcolm and B Dog. That's easy call. Easy call for me, man. But yeah, I'm gonna do this again, and I'm gonna have you on my show, and then
Oh yeah.
we're gonna talk about this again. I like that question. That was a good question, man.
Yeah, I love that one, man. I always try to get it because you get a lot of spins. Like there's some people like for tight end. Chad Lewis was good for us. You know what I'm saying? If you like
Chad
selling,
was great though.
yeah, Chad was great for us through
Yeah.
the Dodger years. And then you had the likes of Keith Jackson during the Randall era. Keith
Yep.
Jackson played some good ball with us. For tackles, you had like Trey Thomas. Runyon played some
Right.
great ball
Oh,
for us.
John Runyon, big Runyon. What am I doing?
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Center,
it's it's a,
Hank
it's a lot of
Franklin
guys.
played good when he with Nab for center. Hank Franklin,
Hmm.
he was another one of those underdogs that end up playing some good ball for us. What other good guys, man? There's a lot of Eagles. Like that's why I like the question because there's no wrong answer and there's no
There is
wrong
no
choice.
there is no wrong
You know?
answer. Mike Mamula plays some good ball for us too. Also, damn, who am our guy that's always on
We'll get you
the
next
radio.
time, Mike.
My
Which
guy
one?
only asked me my top 5 Eagles. It's all good.
Hey, I'm involving Mike. You were there a couple weeks ago. I'm trying to involve. Next time you're on the show, baby, we're gonna get your full team too, my guy. But yeah, Mamula was good. Golick,
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It was it just
Roman
speaks volumes to
linebacker.
yeah, it speaks volumes to Bobby Taylor. It speaks volumes. I like Sheldon Brennan a lot too. It speaks volumes to the guys
Lito
that
and
we did
Sheldon.
have come in.
That's why I tell
Yeah,
people,
Lido,
especially
Lido.
the young cats don't understand. We used to always have two good corners, man. From Lito
Yeah,
Shepard, Troy Brown, Bobby Taylor, Troy Vincent, you know what I'm saying? Al Harris, Asante
hmm
Samuels, you know what I'm saying? Eric Allen. Like
yeah.
we've had some duels back there that were dominating at times, you know what I'm saying? Like for us to be running what we've been running with lately, Ike Reese was a great linebacker, you know what I'm saying? He was great.
A tremendous linebacker. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like they were Bill Romanowski, you know what I'm saying? For running backs, even like, we had guys like Ricky Waters. When Ricky Floyd Waters was on the
Ricky
Eagles, man,
Waters.
put in some work for us, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Charlie Gardner did some
At
good
one
things.
point, he was like the only guy selling jerseys for us. Ricky Waters.
Yeah. Remember the Eagles did make four straight national NFC
hmm
championship, was beaten back to back in the day. Yeah, man. We were beasting for a while, especially our
Yeah.
defense. Our
Yeah, we're
defense put in work.
all the stuff we did back in the day is one of the main reasons why now we're tied for the most playoff wins. I think with Green Bay since the year 2000. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't say we irrelevant if nobody got more playoff wins than us in our conference since 2000. We are if you want to look at a team who knows how to win in the playoffs and keep the fans engaged, you got to look at the Eagles. We've
Yeah.
been in this thing for a while. Might not got to the promised land all the time, but we definitely been competitive.
It was like that Bills run, you know what I'm saying? That Bills run was the most consistent run ever, when they were going
hmm
back to back to back, but we beat that with five straight. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Five
Yep.
straight years of going to NFC championships in a Super Bowl, man. I don't even know who else did that. And it definitely hasn't happened anytime recently. The Patriots obviously.
I think it might have been the Patriots, but as
Yeah.
far as the NFC go, nobody else ain't do it in a while.
hmm So, that's definitely something to be hang your head high, hang your
Exactly.
head high for. But yeah, man. Hey, LB, man, this is awesome, man. We definitely want to, do this again. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to do it again. You guys, if you guys haven't subscribed, which I know you have, yeah, hit this guy up, man. Watch his content. He got some great stuff out
I
there.
appreciate you.
What you
Yeah,
saying, Jay? Uh, 2000 NFC, we win the big game. Damn shame. Yeah, that's what we're saying,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
The big game. And I think we should have won that Super Bowl, the first one against the Patriots. If Donnie didn't choke.
I think so
I
too.
love
I mean, because
yeah.
yeah, I think so too. You know what I mean? We could have had 2 rings, but you know, we got ours. We all lived to see it. You know what I mean? Everybody talking about we was never going to get it. So listen, I'm looking forward to the second one.
And it helps validate the other reigns we got, those world championships now. We got 4 championships, man. I hate
True.
everybody's like, oh, you only got one. No, we got 4 reigns, man. Get it right. We got 4 reigns. Last 50 years, it's called Super Bowl. Doesn't mean that we didn't win the
Yeah,
champion, whatever division was called back in those days. So, you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
We got 4. We definitely going to add some more in the near future. I can see that happen, especially if Jalen comes out and balls out like we know he can.
hmm
I'm saying, well, hey, man, thanks again for coming on the show. Like I said, I hope you have a great rest of your day. It was an honor sharing the screen with you again, my guy. And like I always say, guys, fly, Eagles, fly. And, check me out, hit that like and subscribe button, and come hang out with your boys some more next time on the next episode of Bird Game Nation Sports Talk. We out.